Alright gamers, the rework to Wormgod Caress has honestly made them really strong again, especially due to the slight nerf to Synthoceps. These are now a great option to pick for melee based damage in certain scenarios. Now before we get into the video, if you do enjoy the content, a like and sub would be greatly appreciated. We are less than 50 subs away from 1,000, so thank you guys for the support. So this season they reworked the Wormgod's exotic effect Burning Fist, which now grants a meter that increases with melee kills and finishers and decays over time. The meter will stack up to 5 times with a finisher, melee, or glaive melee kill, granting 1 stack. At 1 stack, it's 55%, 2 stacks 110%, 3 stacks 165%, 4 stacks 220%, and then lastly, at 5 stacks, 275% increased melee damage. They also gave it a stacking weapon empowering bonus, so you'll get no bonus at 1 stack, 20% at 2, 25% at 3, 30% at 4, and then a 35% empowered weapon bonus at 5 stacks. Both these benefits are great, but for this build we are focusing mostly on the melee damage and taking full advantage of that with Strand Titan. So the aspects used for the build are going to be Banner of War for that huge 40% melee damage buff plus the great survivability that comes with it, and then Into the Fray for Woven Mail on Tangle Explosions, plus the increased melee regen while having Woven Mail. Now the fragments for this build are Thread of Warding for Woven Mail and Orb pickups to take advantage of Into the Fray, plus for an easy way to always have damage resist up. Thread of Transmutation, so while I have Woven Mail I can create tangles with weapon final blows. Thread of Fury, to then use the created tangles to grant melee energy on damaging an enemy. And then lastly, Thread of Generation to grant grenade energy back on dealing damage, so we can have grapple up more often to take advantage of grapple melee. Now the weapons used for this build really are any 1-2 punch shotgun you prefer, and then tractor cannon as well to give you that easy 30% debuff. Now the important mods you're going to want to use with this build are going to be hands-on for the helmet, melee kickstarter and impact deduction on the gloves, recuperation and invigoration on the boots, and then lastly 2 outreach and a powerful attraction on the class item. The artifact doesn't really have much to play into Strand Titan, but you could use a Strand primary like Rufus's Fury or the Immortal to take advantage of Unraveling Orbs and Horde Shuttle to give this build some, great multi-target ad clear with your primary. So this build can really allow for honestly really good damage output even if you don't have Navigator like me, unfortunately, but it does have the micromanaging of needing to keep your meter up constantly, where, as Synthos only requires a few enemies to be nearby to get its full benefit. So I can kind of see where people might not like this versus Synthos, because Synthos has that ease of use, where this constantly you have to be worrying about, okay, do I have my meter up at full at all times? So I think both exotics really have their strengths and weaknesses depending on the content, but man, Wormgods is so damn fun to play. I've really been enjoying a lot of these exotic reworks, Bungie. I really hope you guys continue to just give us less of these exotics where it's just Surge is tied into it and more of stuff like this. I think this is great. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. See you next one. Peace.